The ArchiveMethod system can create information files which provide an overview of any of the participating databases. For our example, we'll use the TIDE database. And in the development environment, you go to the Run menu, choose Method, and select the Open Command Center. What we're interested in is this light blue area where a button offers to create information files. We'll click on that button, and in a short while, a window appears telling you that various files have been created and that they've ended up in the root folder. We can now go ahead and look in the root folder, and we'll see a folder called information underscore the name of the database, in this case TIDE. And inside there, we can see 4 HTML files as well as this folder called snapshot method text. The snapshot method text is a text file containing all of the methods in the database. So this is occasionally something that might be useful. It's just a very long text file with all of your code. The first of the HTML files refers to the forms in the database. You can see here listed all of the project forms. And you should be able to see all of the table forms, but if you look at this HTML file, you don't see anything very useful in terms of the table forms. This is, I believe, related to a bug in 4D, such that the compiled version of the component does not produce this HTML file correctly. This is what it's supposed to be looking like. This is the version created by the interpreted AMC component. And in this version, you can see the various tables, but under the heading of a table, we can see the forms that belong to that table. Hopefully, this bug will be corrected at some time, and this HTML file become more useful. The second of the HTML files contains all of the methods of the database. The project methods, the database methods, project form methods, trigger methods, table form methods. If I click on any one heading here, like the project form methods, I can see them all listed here. If I click on this subheading here, we'll go back to the top of the file. If I go to trigger methods, I can see the various trigger methods. Here are the simple linear line listings of all of the code in all of this database. There are 2 HTML files that refer to the structure. The first shows all of the tables in the database and then shows their basic structure. This is in a grid form. You can see the field names, the type of the field, the length of the field, and various characteristics of those fields. So this is just a simple summary. An alternative view of the structure is provided here. Again, we see a list of the tables. In this case, we see the number of records in all of those tables. We can see the table number for those tables, which is an internal number maintained by 4D. And we can see the number of fields associated with all of the tables. So these 4 HTML files basically provide a summary of all of the information about a given database. It can be particularly useful when refactoring your own previous databases or when inheriting a third-party database and trying to get an overall view of how that database is structured and what the code in that database looks like.